Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another fresh episode of Ways Breakfast. Hashtag What Are You Saying? My name is Oluchi Omenk, and of course, I will be your anchor for today. Today is Friday, and on Fridays like this, we delve into the world of technology and its innovations and how it impacts our world. And today would not be any different. In fact, we're spicing it up a bit to talk about, media and the creative space. So it's gonna be a wonderful ride. And on the table, I have my beautiful ladies here with me.
Hi, Luchi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh my God, thank you for asking that first. I'm always one asking how you are.
Oh,
But
okay.
today, I'm being cared for.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
know.
feeling very well. I'm feeling very good. How are you doing too?
I'm doing well.
I'm good.
I'm so
I like your
excited.
dressing.
Thank you.
I think I like your
Your tailor
dressing.
did well. Thanks very much.
I like how
like
you're,
dressing.
standing out. We
Oh,
both
yes,
planned it, but then you
red.
came to look all unique and beautiful.
Stop
Right,
it.
right.
Looking good is good business.
You know,
Come
I'm so
on.
glad that today is Friday. When I was coming to work this morning, I remembered one song we used to sing in secondary school anytime
Okay.
it's Friday. It goes like this: Today is Friday. Oh,
And
what
what
a
a
happy
happy
day!
day.
I'll
And
go.
I think it's like public school.
Oh my gosh! So
Public school students
the
cannot
excitement.
relate.
I
Fridays
don't
were like
understand.
the.
Public school.
Public school cannot relate. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
so we went to
Oh.
Queen's
Oh,
School,
that's
you know.
fine. That's fine.
All right. Hope we're doing good and we're ready for today's conversation.
Oh, yes. We're talking about something I'm so interested
Very
in, the media
interested in.
space and the tech
Okay.
industry. Yes, I love it.
All right.
And I'm happy today is Friday, the end of the work week. We're going straight into the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't
All
know why
right,
I can't really
viewers,
chat.
we're going to take a short break now. When we return, we're going to look through the headlines across the globe. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. It's still Ray's Breakfast. Hashtag What Are You Saying? And right about now, we would be looking through the news headlines to see what's trending in our community. Starting with the Punch, the major headline reads: Death toll rises to 37 as Lagos records 401 cases. Federal government orders water analysis as outbreak spreads in Lagos and Ogun. Osun Cross River activates emergency response and 5 hospitalized. Above that, we see federal government probes 2.7 trillion naira subsidy debt and list auditor general. And Naira slump, loans push public debt to 121 trillion naira. Africa Global Logistic Birth in Nigeria unveils strategic transformation pillars. Beneath the major headlines, we see protesters demand El Rufai's trial for alleged 423 billion naira theft, and Lagos APC mourns member as Hajj debt crosses 1,000. Otedola rises FBNH stake with over 18 billion naira shares. And that's what we have for the Punch newspaper. The one that really catches my attention, quite sadly, is the cholera outbreak. I remember just after Salah or before Salah, I just heard one news from somewhere. And you know how this news spread, I think it was my mom that called me. And she
Okay.
said, be careful, though, there's cholera everywhere. And I'm wondering, which new virus is already up? But, thankfully, not thankfully, but we all know that cholera is not so new.
Yeah.
But it just seems to be on the rampage right now.
Yeah.
And it's affecting people. A lot of lives have been lost. Let me quickly read the details of that story. It says here that no fewer than 37 deaths have been recorded in the current cholera outbreak, which has hit 30 states, including Lagos and Ogun. And the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Health, Dr. Kemi Ogunyemi, in a statement on Thursday by the Director of Public Affairs in the State Ministry of Health, Tumbosu Ogunbawo, said the state had recorded an additional 6 cholera deaths as against the previous 15. Anyways, the special advisor advised that citizens seek medical attention immediately if they experience symptoms such as watery diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, fever, stressing that cholera treatment is provided free of charge at all public health facilities. So thankfully, as we are trying to curtail the spread of this pandemic, another pandemic, it is going to be offered free of charge. And I really hope that at this time we're very careful with what we eat and drink and hope, with good faith that this will die down very soon.
Yeah, emphasis on what we eat, what we drink, because I think last week we spoke about it. The week, I think this week too, we also spoke about it. Ensure you eat healthy, you drink healthy water, don't buy food where you're not sure of, and all of that. Well, we are still saying it again because we want you to stay healthy and stay sharp for us.
Yep.
Well, talking about cholera outbreak, this is still one of the major headlines on the Vanguard newspaper while I read the stories. The story here says, death toll hits 21 in Lagos, 401 cases recorded on cholera outbreak. At the top right corner of the Vanguard newspaper, Nigerians' public debt up 25% to 121 trillion naira, says DMO. And from Rivers crisis, seats to local government who deter us, says Fubara. Please insist on occupation. And from insecurity challenges story, jihadists flooding Nigeria to Benin Republic, a report states that. And still on the top right corner, 423 billion naira indictment. Protesters march in Kaduna want EFCC's probe of El-Rufai. At the bottom corner of the Vanguard newspaper, Kano government kicks as court removes Sanusi as emir. Right under it, federal government seeks 18-month extension of $800 million Wema Bank palliative scheme. And the story that really caught my attention this month from the Vanguard newspaper is that of jihadis flooding Nigeria to Benin Republic. A report says that. And I'll just take a little bit of the details of the story and then we'll talk about it. A new report says there is ample evidence that jihad fighters through the Sahel region have crossed into Nigeria through the Benin Republic border. The report was released on Wednesday by an institute which has done extensive research in the Sahel. The Sahel region has seen a surge in terrorist attack and extremism, particularly in countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic. The tri-border region in these countries has been particularly affected, with terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and Islamic State expanding their influence and carrying out attacks on government forces and civilians. The military coup in recent times have worsened insecurity with the West African nations, severing ties with the US and France, and turning to Russia for help. Obviously, this is no good news. Jihadists, we all know what they stand for. They're entering Nigeria through the border, and we know that if they're already entering Nigeria, already we are dealing with security challenges. Already the northern part of Nigeria is not safe, northeast rather, they are not safe. So now having jihadists to enter, I'm only scared for our security situation. But then for it to be out there, our government, security experts should be on their A game right now to either shut the border or try to I don't know, just do something. We don't have to start recording dead cases or just wake up one day to deaths of people who are killed by some unknown jihadists. Used to be unknown gunmen, but this time we say jihadists. So I think we should do something about it before it spreads nationwide.
It gets better.
All right, so please, to be honest, I don't want to have an infuse on that. So let's quickly travel. New York Times newspaper. So by the left side of the newspaper, Putin signals Chilean shift in Polingan, Mexico. It amplifies nuclear fears in West. Right side of the newspaper has scientists say warning label lacks context. There is good and bad in social media use. Next to that, 1,008 trucks remain stranded in spite of pause. Gangs imperial routes, supplies conveyed to Gaza store with no police to deter attacks. Middle of the newspaper, we have forceful, graceful, joyful dream on the diamond, often called the best all-around player in baseball history. All right, bottom left with two Bulugars get a safer space far from war. Our last headline was at the bottom right says, in Louisiana, commandments required in public classroom, critics vow challenge to a state mandate. So the headline that piqued my interest is the headline by the right side of the newspaper that says, scientists say warning label lacks context. There is good and bad in social media use. So to summarize what that headline is saying is the United States Surgeon General, that's Dr. Vivek Murthy, proposed a mental health warning label on social media, which received mixed reactions. Before now, I know we had that conversation
this week,
where he came out to say that the use of phones should be limited, you know, and the scientists should come out to tell us, but from what time to what time, or how many percent, or how many hours should we spend on the phone, yeah, so that it doesn't affect our health. Now, when he brought that out, some teachers, some parents agreed with him. They're like, oh yes, what you're saying is true. But now some scientists came out to say no. You don't say that the use of phone is what is disturbing or is what is going to affect the adolescent, because you know he was coming from the teenagers angle, right? And it's like, it's not just about the use of phone now. It's about the content they watch. Which brings me to, what do you guys think? Now, quick one. after the scientists said that, now Dr. Murphy initiative, like that's what he came out to say, changed what the California governor, that's Gavin Newsom, he also came out to say, you know what, I think we should actually ban smartphone users use in schools. So what do you guys think? Do you think?
I do not think smartphones should be banned in schools, because this is not 1998 where students, you're right. We know that during our own time, it was banned in schools. In fact, our parents would not give us phones maybe when you go to 100 level and we are schooling outside, right? So it should be curtailed. The type of content they consume, there's already 18 plus, there's content for less than 18. So I think they should watch and then reduce their screen time. Okay, the only time you can press phone is maybe during prep, during your free time, or during break time, and then I think something else can be done.
Go back to those times when there was age restriction for phones.
For phones,
right. To go back to, I mean, these days
age
you see,
restriction
yes,
for
you
phones.
see parents.
Was that really a manifestation?
It was.
It was.
I didn't have a phone till after secondary school.
And that was your parents.
That's what I said.
And
but
many
now,
parents actually, but now you see parents gift, you know, a 7-year-old an iPad and phones and like that.
But
so
you know, there are different purposes on iPad. There was a time I was looking to buy a kid iPad, and I was asking for the description, what's it, and the iPad is just there. It doesn't really have anything. It's just there for games, some child games, but it's just big. I don't think it has a connection. Even if it has a connection,
but you're giving us a smart kid who can fix whatever he wants to.
The phone was built for a child.
Exactly.
So an adult cannot use the phone. So even if the only connection you have is maybe your mom's Wi-Fi for Coco Melon and other cartoons, aside that, nah. And the mother can, I think via Chrome, there's a way you can put settings for your child's Chrome, and there's some things he or she will not be able to check.
Yes, it's just like this new YouTube that we have, where we have YouTube for
kids.
So.
All right, so let's see how that goes. This is where we'll take another short break, and when we return, we'll look through the hot topic for today. We have a guest who is going to be joining us soon enough, and it's going to be a wonderful ride. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You said many things.
A lot.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first thing you said about carbs and Nigerian food, and how you don't think it's practical to lose weight on Nigerian food because it's carb heavy. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So everywhere around the world they eat carbs. So it's not just Nigeria. Abroad they eat bread all the time, which is also not so great.
Burger.
Pasta. Do you understand? Fries. So all over the world we eat a lot of carbs. So it's not, the carbs are not really the demons. It's actually our own mindset and our own habits. It is true. Because from when, even I find that with maybe Africa, but Nigeria, so let's speak about Nigeria. From when we are small, we are taught to eat a lot. From when you are a baby, you eat. It starts from even babies. It even starts from babies. You are not feeding this child. Yes. This child is not. They come and attack all the mothers. This child is not eating. Feed this child. Feed this child. So it starts from when you are a baby. You are taught eat more. Eat more. If you don't finish your food, check back for those who are Yorubas. You know. So we're there finishing, and guess what? Those finish your food habits. Do you know people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, we still have it in our minds to finish our food, even if we're full.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future,
yesterday's conversation shaped today. What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Welcome back, viewers. It's still Ways Breakfast, and right about now, we're going straight to the hot topic for today. The topic we're going to be discussing is the risk and rewards for going full-time in a media career, and we have a guest who is joining us on the show. His name is Otito Nwachokor. He's a creative entrepreneur with over 5 to 7 years professional experience. He's also the head of Media Founders Connect, videographer at AfriChange, and former creative director at Seller. He has worked at different startups as a freelancer or contract staff, an expert in video marketing, driving sales, building communities for startups via videos. He's current founder and creative lead at Mastermind Concept, a media agency tailored for the tech ecosystem. He's also passionate about storytelling, media, and tech. Ladies and gentlemen, say welcome to Tito the Creator.
Hello.
I was thinking it was somebody else.
That's not the expression you're like.
As in,
Am I the
oh
one?
my God,
Everybody feels like that when their bio is being read. But they are the ones that created the bio, so you're not acting humble here.
Right.
I mean, it's better when you write it, you know, but saying
When
it,
it's been said.
to come alive. Really good to be here.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome.
You know, I think
I
that
don't
you
have cholera though.
you don't have cholera, thankfully.
Abby.
Perfectly fine.
It's good to have you on the show and to discuss this topic that we want to discuss. I feel like you're the best fit to discuss, you know, the risk and rewards going full-time into a media career. So for proper context, when we talk about the media career, the media space, we're talking about professions like videography, like what you do. We're talking content creation. And it's not the regular 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 is you wake up early in the morning, you're all stood up, you're entering in the road, you're meeting traffic, you're coming to meet HR, there's reports, there's just sort of protocols and procedures, but it's very structured, right? Mm-hmm. And it's safer because people like, you know, something that is so structured, your payment is safe. Do you understand? But yet we see people these days still go straight into the media career full time. I remember one video I watched online, I think you'll know the person, and he said he was giving, you know, like stories, trying to update his fans how that he has left his 9 to 5 job and is going to focus straight on this videography stuff. Like every money he saved, he's going to put it into his own startup. And I'm like, that's so much of a risk. So what really drives people, what motivates them to go full-time into media career?
Well, I mean, I would say like different people have like different motivators. And I think one thing I like about our current generation is the fact that we have options. And many of our parents did not have options. It was either you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a banker.
I'm sure being a professional.
Exactly, right. But with the recent tides of tech and conversations like that, we see that we have a lot more options, and then people who have a proclivity for certain skill sets or passion. A lot of us grew up watching television, and then some of us said that, we want to really, really delve into a career like that. Now, I know you spoke about risks, but it's not as risky to do a career like this in this current generation than it was like 20 years ago. Because I saw a statistic somewhere that we spend about 2 hours, and the average person spends about 2 hours and 20 minutes every day on social media.
Okay.
That's like 10% of your day. And there's no way you're going to scroll on social media and you don't watch at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 20 videos. I mean, right now, people are watching this on social media.
Yeah.
And there are people behind the camera. And this is just one out of the hundreds of thousands, let me say millions, of shows that happen every morning.
Day, yeah.
So it's not as risky anymore. And then you spoke about how there's structured businesses like that. I also work in 95 as a videographer. So things have changed, right? So when I hear people say it's a risk, not everybody has to start their own business or their own media company, right? But because of the need in the market right now, because we all watch content, I'm saying that even traditional businesses eventually might want to do video marketing. You watched Zenith Bank ads, right? People shot those videos, right? So it's risky, yes, because tell me what in life is not risky.
Okay.
I mean, say things like maybe in job security, but then the economy can do like this and do like that and do like this, and tomorrow we've laid off 2 million bankers, God forbid though. But what I'm saying is that every industry has its own risks, and it seems as though because of the flexibility that media gives people, I'm of the opinion that it's easier right now in this current climate to do media than it was before. But there are lots of problems, right? Because it's not just easy to enter into the space like that. But I'm saying that right now, this is the best time for anybody to pick up a media skill. And you'll be confident to know that because all the shows that will happen in the world haven't been created yet. I'm saying that tomorrow somebody will wake up and say, you know what, I want to do a show specifically for, I don't know, anything. Just give me a random topic.
How to make hair.
How to make it. Like, I've actually been involved in a project where somebody wanted to do a course for hair making and so wig making, and I sat down there. I learned how to make wig, but I've forgotten, right?
You did not learn. You saw how they were doing it.
I saw how they were doing it, right?
Learned it with
And then there are schools that want to take their courses online. They will need media people, and what I'm basically saying is that this industry right now is like I would say like Stockholm in 2007. Now, what happened in Stockholm? That was where we had the tech boom in Stockholm. Now, we see a lot of Swedish companies that became popular, Spotify, Klarna, Northzone. There was a period when there was a boom. And I can remember also in 2015, 2016, Lagos, when tech was still new, where we have the likes of Paystack them. At the time, maybe I would say that maybe the ecosystem or the market had not matured. But the people that entered early, look at what they are doing now, right? So we are at the precipice of something, right? And I believe that the people who are doing the media business right now, in the next 5-10 years, I don't know. I don't think it's risky.
Shala. Next 5-10 years.
It's not risky.
So Otito, thank you very much for coming, and I appreciate the fact that you're able to spread in and out of Nigeria. Now, growing up as a child, I never wanted to be what I am, but when I entered university to study what I didn't plan to study, then I started to tour this career path, joined the school radio station, then I started this career path. Then our idea of media is I want to be a newscaster. I have a role model who is a newscaster. I want to be a radio presenter. Nobody's thinking of the person at the PCR. Nobody's thinking of the cameraman behind the newscaster. Nobody even thought of there's something called teleprompter. We all thought as a newscaster, I would just read from my head, right? So, but right now, when we talk about media, it's now wide. When we talk about media, we're talking about cinematography. We're talking about voiceover artists. We're talking about podcasters. We're talking about script writers, right? We're talking about the content creator itself. We're talking about the director itself. Now, I'd like to ask, what future do you actually think media space has, considering the fact that it's now stressed? I don't think people really even want to do more with the newscaster. Hello and welcome to the news at 10. Not too many people want to do that anymore. Okay, not many listeners anymore, right? So what are the risks attached to waking up one day and say, okay, I want to do podcast full time? considering the type of content we consume right now, what are the risks that you feel like one or two persons might face? If I want to, okay, I'm not going to do 9 to 5 in the media space. I want to start a podcast of my own on its own, any of the streaming apps or maybe on YouTube or so. What are those risks you think I might encounter at first?
Okay, there's always going to be a problem of oversaturation sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it seems like something has been exploited a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But then again, I would say, because of the period of time where we saw one AI thing, that AI is going to take over the world. AI podcasts, AI videos, AI, all of that. And I'm just happy that I'm in Nigeria because, let's be honest, we're slow.
Right.
But yeah, there are risks, right? One of the risks will be oversaturation. One of the risks will be not being able to adapt to the trends. I used to say that there are certain life skills, right, that every business person, every person, no matter your industry, you have to have certain life skills. And one of those skills is able to know when something is not working, right? I know you could be so passionate about an idea, but then you look at the facts and statistics and say, I really don't think that there's a space right now in the next 5-10 years, right? So somebody who can spot that, you see that because there's a podcast pandemic now.
Oh, right.
Everybody has a podcast.
Everybody has a podcast.
Everybody's saying something now.
Everybody has a podcast. But you forget that there are about 7 to 8 billion people in the world, right? About 4 to 5 billion people have access to social media. I'm saying that, how many podcasts do you listen to?
Hey.
I'm a
podcaster. I listen to more than 20 podcasts daily, honestly
But
speaking.
I assure you that if one of your faves or somebody who has a really interesting conversation comes and the thing is quality, you would add that to your playlist.
Definitely.
Yes.
So there's space in the market. It's like having, there was a street I used to live in. There were about 4 churches on that street. It's not a big street, but all the churches were full. So we used to believe that because more people come to the market, there's no space. I'm saying that a new creator can start tomorrow and you follow the person. Because there's no... Now, you said something about, the tradition, because the problem sometimes, because it's a creative space, in as much as it's professional, but then it's creative, right? I think the skill that should be at the forefront of any creative is that ability to adapt, right? Newscasters will say that, okay, maybe, I still feel like they are very prominent and they will be prominent for at least the next 20 to 30 years. Because there are some people who will not, watch something without seeing a human being's face. Okay. I know that for a fact, right? My father still watches CNN. You can't say AI, hi AI, I'm the one telling the news at 4.
As time goes by, you will be the father, you will be the grandfather. Would you consume those content?
All right, okay, so I don't consider right now.
So how do you want problem?
But see, the newscaster should be able to adapt too, right? And I saw something that it's possible to pivot even in the same space. Right? You could go from being in the front to doing something else. I'm saying that the thing that you should hold dearly is your ability to be fluid. The basic skills will still remain the same. That you can write compelling stories, that you can speak in a way that people will listen to you. It doesn't matter the format, whether you're standing in front of the camera or it's your voice that we're hearing, or it's even something that you wrote. The basic skill will be the same, but the medium can change. And that's something that I even think that some of our parents, or I'm saying parents because I want to believe that baby boomers, I don't like calling generations. I used to show them too much. So let me leave them, right? And that was something that I feel like maybe they were not as fluid as possible. You hear stories like, oh, this person, they laid off and they were not able to get back on their feet. Right. Not our generation. Okay, we got laid off, that's fine. I'll find something else. I'll learn a new skill, right? So the fundamental, there's something I used to say, because I was of the opinion that I had 1,000,001 things that I was interested in. I was interested in film, in music, in art, in theater. And you say, what are you serious with your life? I know you are like that too. Right? And then I asked myself, like, what am I going to do? Because I did music for a bit. I'll probably still do music eventually. Right? And I realized that at the fundamental core of all the things I cared about was storytelling. So everything was there. There was a period I used to write. I used to write nice prose. It might not be nice now. But I used to write, right? So the fundamental thing at that core was storytelling. So if tomorrow they say Sora AI is now doing videos, I'll find something else.
Right.
Big. Like we all know that this person is so, but then time to do the work now. Yeah, like I thought you said you're amazing. Like it's almost like there's a lacuna in that conversation. Right. So personal branding is key because you could do great work also, and because nobody knows that you do great work, you will not maybe get all the opportunities that you need to, right? But then again, there are some people whose personality is not to be at the forefront of the limelight. Like I can't take that away. Not every single person is as ambitious as some other people.
Yes.
And that's okay. Some people don't want to be here. Like they don't want to have all these lights on them.
So what do you suggest they do?
right? So for the first 2, 3, 4 years of my career, I was, let me say, underground.
Okay.
In the sense of the people that I needed to know to get to the next phases didn't need me to be in the front. That's true. Because you will see that there's somebody right now behind the camera that's doing really well for themselves. But you will never see them. Sometimes we think that we have to come on social media and say, hi guys, I do this, I do that, I do this. No, you just need to, the people that make the decisions, those are the people that should know you. And usually it's reference, you do great work. So I will say this, great work actually will speak for yourself, will speak for you, right? You will talk about your work to the people that need to listen. I know I have beef with networking events. Okay. Because we're all together in a space. Oh, my name is Tito, I do videos. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. You tell me your own, I tell you your own. In the end, if there's no reason for us to work together, we will not work together. But if I see you have a need that I can solve, I say, oh, I can solve this problem for you. And nobody really needs to know outside that space. So personal brand doesn't always have to be external. I'm saying that the whole world doesn't need to know. Right? It's just those who are important. I know a lot of people, there was this story that I saw one time. It's sad. I think there was one of these popular Nollywood actors who we believed was wealthy because, I mean, all the movies he had done. And he was soliciting for funds, so he had an illness. You have a personal brand. All of us know you, watched you as children. But how don't you have 5 million naira
I feel you.
to treat yourself? So sometimes you can just get carried away with, oh, let them just know me. But me personally, the least, I don't want anybody to know me. I just want people who can sign a check of $2 million to know me. I don't need the whole world to. Some people's personalities could be like, oh, I want to be, I mean, if you like camera, I definitely will love that. I want the whole world to watch my show. That's good.
Well, we do, actually.
That's actually good, but people are different. And we don't see a situation whereby you tell someone that you cannot make it because you are not outspoken. Not everybody will be outspoken. But you need to have those necessary skills to be able to talk to people and convince them. That's why I will focus on good work first. Because your personal brand will be built on your good work. So what are you building on? You want to talk that, oh, I'm the best person to do this, I'm the best podcaster, but the numbers are not numbering.
You know, you seem to really explore the rewards a whole lot. Maybe because you're very fixed in this craft and in this space. But I have a problem with people that they are just starting out. They are just literally starting out.
You have a problem with them?
I have a problem because I'm very structured in my mind, right? And I feel like things should go this way. And then you see someone that just learned his skill 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you think that your 9 to 5 should be put on a pause because you feel like in this craft, I'm going to make the next 5 million naira.
Kunle, calm down.
So we want to advise such people. What advice would you give to people like that who are so much in a hurry? We want to quickly address this before.
All right. So first is first. Calm down, Kunle. Relax. Yeah. The market is not magic, right? It takes sometimes it takes years to build these things. It takes months, right? If you have the mind space or bandwidth to do both, that's fine. We have stories of people who do their 9 to 5s in the day, in the nights, they are working. I know it's stressful, but the kind of life you want to build will not just land in your lap. So I'll just say if you're just starting, really take out time to find a structured learning process for you. Right? One of the hardest things to do is to just only go on YouTube and just learn because you watch 2 million videos and you might not really have structure. If you can pay for a course, pay for a course. If you can get a mentor in the space, get a mentor in the space.
Let me hold your thoughts on that mentoring. We're going to explore it right after this short break. All right, viewers, you can join this conversation. You can send a message to us on our WhatsApp number. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop a comment, and be part of this conversation. We'll take a short break now and we'll return shortly. Stay with us. All right, viewers, welcome back to Ways Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? Today we've been discussing the risk and rewards of going full-time in a media career, and we really want to learn. We have a guest in the house who has been sharing, awesome insight about this topic. So we were saying something earlier, and you mentioned mentorship, right? I want you to explore that more. How can we, use mentorship or take advantage of mentorship to help us be well positioned in the media career?
Sorry to add to that. Right now, there are bad mentors in the social media space. Yeah. There was a mentor that trended, I think last night or day before, of she's saying how to make money of 255K for the book. I don't want to mention the person's name, but people that are active on social media who know who I'm talking about. And there are lots of people that their life is not even worth emulating, but they have the numbers. Yeah. They have 5.5 million followers. On their posts, their likes, their comments. So how do we... Because I feel like kids right now have a lot going on for them. How do we tell them, like, this person's a good person to take as a mentor? Because some people's mentor is Ida Budge. Some people's mentor is Papaya X. Right. Some people's mentor is James Brown or Bobrisky. Not to say they are bad people, right?
We're not.
But with the type of conversation we are having, how do we differentiate between the good mentor and the bad mentor?
I really don't want to be dragged on Twitter. So I would just really, stay within the lines. But, right, I want to believe that if you are a young person or in the context of this conversation, a beginner or a starter in a particular field, right? I want to believe that you have some level of, besides even the space, you have some level of mentorship. What I mean by that is you have parents, or you have an uncle that you respect, or you have maybe a creator that you respect. The thing about this thing that you said, the mentorship is quite tricky because you'll be inspired by a person first before you would want them to mentor you.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you who to be inspired by. That's just the truth. Some people are inspired by these people, and it would be wrong for me to say you shouldn't be inspired by this person. I can't tell you that. I can't choose for you. So who's a wrong mentor? Who's a good mentor? Right? Somebody who not just has the numbers. I will say that character plays a big role because you don't want a situation where you're a superstar but you're arrogant. I'm sure some of us have had experiences with people that we call celebrities, stars, but then we had a one-on-one experience with them and you're like,
really?
You're not all that.
You
This
are.
person is not part.
But the crazy stuff is that some people want to be like that. I'm saying that there's people that, I want to be like that. Even the bad side, I don't care. I just want to be like, I cannot tell you who to be like. So there's just that dilemma. As long as human beings have free will to choose, we really cannot choose for them. So the question will be, what do you want? Now, if you are somebody who wants to have good work ethic, amazing, and also an amazing character, then this advice is for you. If you don't want, go and have your own mentor. It's your choice. Right? You are looking for not just results now. You are looking for process. Is the person's process clear? Can you see a clear trajectory? Because a lot of people can lie on social media. Yeah. You'll say, started from the bottom that we hear, but you really did not start from the bottom.
Right.
You started from the
middle.
Right. You are looking for things like honesty.
Yeah.
You are looking for things like people who are patient with beginners. Not everyone is patient with a beginner. Some people just, and truth be told, you can't also force someone to mentor you. Some people have to pay for mentorship. So you're not just looking for results, you're looking for process, you're looking for character. And you're looking for someone that has a clear trajectory. If you see somebody's current phase of their life and you say, I want to be like this, that's enough. I'm saying that you can even be mentored by a bad mentor and become a good person.
I agree.
So you know what you're taking. I'm not taking everything. I didn't come here because you have good character. Okay. I came here because you are ruthless in execution, and I want that for me. Yeah. So you could do all the things you want to do. I don't really care. What is the we? As long as you're giving me that, I'm listening. And it's not going to be forever. People think that you mentor me for the rest of my life. No, that's your mentor in a particular area. I'm saying that you can sit down and even learn social media strategies from these people that you mentioned. I don't want to call their name. Yeah. And my career, I've just started. Right? You could learn social media strategies from these people. Sometimes we think content is just freestyle. Just go on the camera and say, you don't know that there was some level of thought. Yeah. All these people that do skits, you think it's just because they do like they are foolish. You don't know that's an act.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, there's this guy that I respect him so much, Nas Boy. I'm calling his name. I'm not so much of a fan of skits like that, right? I mean, memes, I like memes and stuff. But then when he did his music, he did his song, look at the rollout. You would think that maybe it's just we're just having fun when dressing like we don't have sense, like opening car, and I'm like, that is a massive strategy that you could just look at that and just learn from it. I'm saying you could just go on social media and see people that have rich numbers and just sit down and say, how were they able to capture, first things first, how were they able to capture my attention? Because you are a case study.
Yeah.
What did they do that made me stay to the end of this video? You could learn from it and you just take a study and just study them, right? So you don't necessarily even have to have somebody that is directly telling you what to do. That's if you don't have discipline like that. Not everybody is as disciplined as they should be, right? But if you know you're a disciplined and a driven person, you can really just sit on somebody's page and just study their videos. And then I always say, Still Like an Artist, a very interesting book by Austin Kleon. Still Like an Artist, you know how to steal. Because basically creativity is basically you taking what's already what you saw and then
creating what already exists.
So it's really recreativity, in my opinion. So you can just take all things that formed who you are, the things that you like. I like, right? Because everybody has something to offer. So I said, oh, let me help you edit your videos for free. I know you have a lot of clients. It could help you save money, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It seems as if I'm putting myself in disadvantage. But then what advantage do I even have? Some people just have unnecessary pride, but there's nothing there. It's just like a balloon if I bust it. Everything just reduced. So I messaged him and replied me 7 months later. And then he was like, oh, I should get a MacBook. Then I didn't have a MacBook. I said, in order for you to work with me, you need to have a MacBook. I said, okay. Because my software, the software I use only works on Macs. I said, okay. I looked at my small HP. I said, no, we'll get it. I had to go and look for money. I bought a MacBook. Where do you live? I told him where I lived. I said, all my shoots are on the island. That's too far away. I said, I'll rent a boat, sir. He said, no, you come late. I looked for rent money. I had to move. I moved out. I moved somewhere closer. So I moved. I bought MacBook.
Are you serious?
Oh, actually.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Actually.
That's on balls.
And then eventually, I didn't get to work with him as long, but there was one person I met through him that literally opened up my career. And since then, 2021 till now, it has been.
One step back.
Oh,
that's
beautiful.
Cool. That's really
So imagine I said,
I don't have a MacBook.
I don't know.
I'm tired.
Right, so you just need to be audacious like that if you want to thrive in any career, actually, not just media.
Okay, let's go a bit into tech, right? So given the rapid space of technological advancement, how do you anticipate the nature of job roles in media and tech space changing over the next decade? And what steps can professionals take to further prove their careers?
A great time.
This is bad.
All right, can I get that question again?
Okay, so how can the given the rapid change of technological advancement, how do you anticipate the nature of the nature or the future of job roles in media and technical space changing over the next decade?
Okay, so like how the jobs will change, right?
Yeah, and how do we now like flow with it? I mean, grow into it.
Okay, there's one thing I know about. There will always be new positions with new technology.
Definitely.
There will always be new positions. But there was almost never going to be a brand new position in the sense of whatever new position is going to be created is usually birthed by a need.
Okay.
Or a new problem. But are there really any new problems?
Yeah.
Like, there won't be a new problem. It's just basically like
branding.
Area.
Quality videos, HD, 4K videos. So I think that's one problem that people struggle with. Everybody's shooting with whatever gadget they have, but no proper lighting, no good quality. So I think that's a problem.
It's a problem, but I don't think it's a new problem. I think it's a problem that was created based on the need that has. Now, there are people that I know who do a lot of research, and they can research into the future. Yeah, I think they are prophets. You can just sit down and you just say, because of the trend of things now, for the next 5 to 10 years, we need X, Y, Z. And they write articles, they write blog posts. I don't think there's any new disruptive technology that really is new and disruptive, because these new jobs or these new skills or these new processes came as a result of seemingly new problems, right? So how will the job market change, right? I think that when these jobs change, it's good and bad. Good in the sense of there are now new people who have new skills that they can learn and upskill. And then it's bad because some people will have to be let go.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Remember I said something when she asked that question. I said one thing you should have at your forefront is your ability to be fluid.
Yeah, I remember.
I know that if you are in the market or you are in a company or in a career or in an industry and you are in a job and you are well abreast to the facts and the trends, I don't think anything should catch you by surprise.
I agree.
So The question will not be